Hello everyone, this is Dracket. I'm a little bit of a cold today, so my voice may sound a little bit different, but it's time to do the Before the Cape part of the Dungeoneering skill. And for Dungeoneering, it's almost like a mini game essentially, but instead of just getting experience in other skills, you get experience in the Dungeoneering skill too. As you can see, I'm not wearing very much. This ring here is used for setting up the dungeon that you're going to do, and then this is a aura that you can earn. I think it goes up to level 4 for doing particular tasks that kind of revolve around the dungeon. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and start a party. I usually do by myself just because um, I'll play just random times and sometimes have to go on pause for extended periods and stuff, so that usually doesn't work for others. But you can see all these floors are open. I'd actually just reset so I can go all the way up to floor 49, but the way you do is you need to do all the floors before you start over. So it's kind of, they call it prestige. They keep track of what the highest floor you've done before, and they use that at the end in the calculation of how much experience you get. So if you're doing level floor 1 for the first time ever, you get much less experience than if you do it today, after you've done um, all the way to 49. And then you also have what they call complexity, which as you go down in complexity, the amount of stuff that's in the dungeon decreases, but it also, you see there's a penalty. So as you add, it will add more skills that are possible for showing up in the dungeon, and then also give you less of a penalty until you get to the complexity 6, which is no penalty because every skill is in there. So let's go ahead and start a dungeon. We'll do a medium because it gives more experience, but it does take a little bit more time. And then part of that aura, I get to choose a boss, but I'll go ahead and say no, so we'll be surprised at the end. So this is the starting of the dungeon. You can see from the map that doesn't really show you very much other than what rooms that you found doors for but you have not opened. The idea to quickly finish as fast as you could would be to find the boss monster, kill it, and leave, but you also get bonuses based on opening up all the rooms, clearing the monsters out of the rooms, etc. So I usually will kill everything. I will point out some things today that I don't usually do every day, just so people can see. I have this reward as part of this aura too, where you get some things, and you'll also notice I now have items on me. There's also this bind setup. You can save up to 3 layouts here, and let me turn off chat. But you can have up to 3 layouts here for different skill sets. So you'll have one for melee, one for range, and one for magic. I'm currently using the magic one the most, just because I'd switched to it when I was working on a magic skill and have found I kind of like the magic here in the dungeon, so been using it the most. There's food and some random things here. Usually I don't bother picking up the food. I found that there's usually enough food that you find, and you'll see as we go we get strength skill for that particular one. Each door will have different requirements. If there are some, it just really depends on the randomness of the dungeon, and this is part of I guess the fun of the dungeon is there's different skill requirements for everything that you do. So they drop a wide variety of things. I usually will take a few food starting out. If they're the goldish color, that means that they're members items, so usually those are higher level food. But see, it has I forgot to say this word where it says a force bar. That means it requires a strength skill to do this, and it can go up to I think about 105 level, which is higher than you can naturally get. So then there's potions you can make to raise your level, and there's also items you can make to raise your level. You also see there's these guardian doors. So this door here that just says enter door, I could go through it right now without a problem. This guardian door in order to go through it, you have to kill all of the aggressive monsters in the room. You don't have to clean up these wisps, and if there's every once in a while there'll be a animal that's used sort of hunting skill, and you don't have to kill those either to be able to leave. You also see I've picked up a key. Some of the doors will be have a key required, and I think oh, I missed a guy. He didn't attack me because I'm also wearing a hood that makes standard humans not be able to see, and it was giving me a message saying I hadn't killed everybody, but since I changed it on my chat. So here's a key for another room. You can already see that it's dead end. A lot of people, if they're hurrying, will just, once they see the room's dead end, if there's not a key in there, they won't even go in the room. But I like to kill everything. It gives you experience, slows you down a little bit, but overall I like to usually at least clear out the monsters. Here's some ore for mining. You'll find little nodes and they have a limited amount of ore, so you can't like just sit here all day and mine. There are some things that kind of you can replenish, but that's not one of them. I think earlier there was a farming one that I didn't point out, where you can plant seeds, because I think you probably have seen there's cave potato seed, valerian seed. Those are used for different things. I might go ahead and get the valerian seed just in case we need a potion later. There's another mining. This one here is for fishing. So that, there's different ways to. This over here was the farming one, to not only raise skills but also to build things. So like the armor that you need in this dungeon, you had to make it all yourself, and so you need to mine the ore to make the armor before you can bind it. So this is a little mini puzzle. It's a pretty simple one. You just have to make a rope with a grappling hook on the end. And each of these things take skill. So this takes crafting skill, this will take smithing, and if your skill's not high enough, then it's going to tell you, you need at least X skill. But that's one advantage. As you get more and more 99s, the chances of running into something, and I think I threw it down into the abyss. Yeah, I hurl it but forget to hold on to the other end, so I need to make another one. Yeah, random things like that will happen every once in a while. It's not very common that you completely lose your items, but sometimes you'll also like take damage. Like this here door is a magic required. This one, actually I think this one is divination and this one is magic for the two different doors. And that's the only bad thing probably about this, is that as you get your 99s, it stops telling you what skill you've increased, so sometimes it's hard to remember even what skill is being required. And oh, this is one I was trying to cross. There's some that you walk across as a tightrope, but this one you have a winch. So we'll imbue energy. This one should give us divination. I think it did. I didn't catch it changing though. Let's try this one. I think this one's magic, so we've got 887437. And that one damaged me. Let's try it again. There we go. So we got a little bit of skill and magic for unlocking that door. So this will probably take a little bit of time. Once I've gotten the basic, what's covered in a room, I probably won't record every single room as we go, because most rooms you just walk in and you kill the monsters, and then if you have the key to that room, you go through it. If you don't, you come to it later. It's pretty straightforward for the most part. There are some puzzles and stuff, so what I'll probably do is just play quietly, amazing idea, and edit out the ones where there's not any anything of note. So I don't have this key either. So this here's a wood spot where you can get wood to make bows. You can always use it to make other items. There's a staff for the mage skill, bows for range, and then arrows, and then traps for hunting. This one here is for farming, which is one of my few skills I haven't got 99, so I tried to pick these every time. This is actually used, you can use it in a spinning wheel to turn it into cloth, and then use that cloth to make outfits for the mage. I think that's this. So I have this door here we haven't gone through, and then we still have at the original room, there's one door that we haven't gone through there too. I usually, when I first open up the door, when you click on it once, it shows you what's in there, because that way if it's the boss room, you can choose whether or not you want to go in. Also, if it's an empty dead end, you can choose not to go in. But the thing I like to do is look on the map when I walk in to make sure there's no red dots, because that means there's something on the ground, and that's a good indication that almost always it's a key. And so that way you don't forget, you know, while you're running around and doing things, to pick up the keys, because it's real annoying to be almost done with the dungeon and be missing one key, and then you have to walk all over looking for it. I have done it. It's not fun. So let's go this way now. This one here, exorcise the spirit, is prayer. Some of these give pretty good experience. A lot of them are giving me bonus experience because I've gotten bonus experience in that particular skill. As you see, there's a key, and this actually goes back to the other side, and I usually will save a spot to travel there faster, and I was talking and forgot, so we'll make sure we do that this time. As these charms are runes that I picked up, and this I don't have anywhere else to go, so I have to head back the other way. One of the things I usually will do when I'm not babbling is when you get to a dead end where you don't have the keys, you know you're going to have to be coming back sooner or later. So there's a spell you can cast here that makes a gate stone, and there's also a group gate stone that anyone in the group can go to. This is a personal one, and it's basically like a save where you can come back to that spot again. So if we hit another dead end this way, I'll put it down. Otherwise, I'll probably let's go ahead and put it over here by this green one. So we have a green pentagon. Hopefully I'll remember what it was, because that's the other thing. You have to actually remember the key that you need to get there. But you just drop on the ground, and then when you cast a spell, this spell here takes you back to it, but then it also disintegrates, and you have to make a new one. So it's a one use only, but it's pretty good for traversing the dungeons to help you not have to walk back and forth like I just did earlier. So I don't think there's anything else high level that I've not shown you. I'll definitely cut out some of this starting probably after I clean this room. I will, try to keep where I use that gate stone to travel back, and then if there are any puzzles, I'll definitely show those, because that's part of the challenge of these. Is there's random rooms that will have puzzles that some of them require particular skills, some of them are just standard puzzles. I think almost all of them at least have a base skill that's required to solve them though. So this is a new door here. This uses wood cutting. You can see by the little symbol on my mouse that it uses wood cutting, which probably was there to other times and I didn't even notice. And these guys aren't attacking me because the hood keeps them from seeing me. So, and I kill them even if they're not required because I'm evil or something, I guess. So we're still looking for the green pentagon key. which there it is. And then I'll usually keep on traveling down the path I'm on until it dead ends before I go take the others. So um, I'll go ahead and stop recording here for a little bit, but whenever y'all come back, we'll be ready to use that key. I may even just fast forward this and just try not to talk very much. So let's try that. Oh, and never mind. Here's the first dungeon kind of puzzle room. This one is one I don't particularly care for. It actually uses this thieving skill to inspect these, but as you'll see, your guy sits and looks at them for like a few seconds and blah blah blah. And then he'll finally tell you, yo, it definitely looks like there's a trap here. So then you have to do the same thing for this other one, and it takes a certain skill level, to determine. And what it is there's 4 of them, and all of them have a trap except for one. So then this one says you don't know, which the same thing I knew before. So I've found it's just as easy to step on the trap, get damaged, and go to the next trap. So now we know it has to be here. And yeah, that's probably not the best design to do that way, but it just takes so long to look at the stupid things. It's just annoying. So I'll eat some food in between, and just sometimes I'll randomly pick which I think is going to be the right one. So we'll try going straight ahead, and then we'll try over here. And usually with my luck, I try everyone except for the one that it's in. Hey, and then what I do is I'll drop some coins on top of the one that doesn't have a trap, so if I do need to come back this way for some reason, I don't have to guess again. So let's try this one. And nope. And I was going to try this one, and I tried that one instead. Oh, good, they were both crappy. So left or right, we'll try this one. So yeah, so I tried every single one and finally got the one, so I don't need to mark this one. Go ahead and eat some food. I'll have to pick up food later. And then this guy here, he's used for the hunting skill. You can set a trap to capture him, or you can just kill him. But if you capture him, you actually get more leather usually than if you kill. So usually you would kill. And no, it doesn't look like the imbue actually shows you what skill you're using. So I, at least not totally crazy and didn't miss it before. So oh well, I'll start fast forwarding again unless there's a puzzle in this next room. So let's see what it is. It's a standard room, so here goes the fast forward. Okay, welcome back. This is a puzzle room. So the point of this puzzle, which is sometimes very annoying, is to chase these little ferrets onto their colored square. And what times it's as annoying is when they like get stuck in a corner or something where it's really hard to get them to go the way you want them. So this one here might end up being an issue because he's already running away from where I want him. But it's real hard sometimes to get them to come out once they're against a wall. So we might be fast forwarding this too. You can right click and scare them, but sometimes it will randomly push them in a direction that's good, but sometimes it gets really, really nasty too. So this one actually worked out better. Go ahead and you can see the point is to trying to scare them in a organized fashion instead of just randomly chasing them. If you just move slowly, then they'll go, and then he'll sit down and he's fine. So now we need to get this one. Let's go ahead and scare him, see if we can get him off the wall. Yay! And then we'll come around from this other side. So this worked out pretty good. Sometimes when you scare them, they'll just run back and forth along the wall and never run away from the wall, which gets really, really annoying. So the first time we walk up, we're going to come, so he'll go up one or over one. And then come back straight on and chase him into his thing. If you try one of these doors before they're all on there, it'll tell you, um, it's connected to colored plates in the room, so it gives you a hint if you hadn't figured out. And the number of ferrets you have to catch is based on how many people are in the dungeon, because you can have up to 4 people join you. So if there was 5 of us, then all of these would need to be done. But since there's just me, there's just 2. But it looks like this is a standard room. Let me check this other one just to see. It's a standard room too. So you can see on the map now. On the map, it's always north oriented, even if you've rotated. Now all these different rooms I haven't explored, and I still have yet to use this green pentagon key. So plenty to do. Let's see what we find. Alright guys, welcome back. As you can see, I don't have either key, so I'm going to go ahead and hop over to where that green pentagon was with the gatestone spell. And there's the wedge key that I needed. You can see sometimes it'll just have you run back and forth between the two areas, so having the portal helps. I could have dropped this group gatestone since I haven't used it yet, but I'll usually put that at the boss monster's gate, and sometimes you never really know for sure where he's going to be, so I usually don't like to use that one unless I have to. The auras can give you at the higher level, you can get at aura 4 get a second gatestone. That also will help do this faster. So here's another strength bar. I'm waiting for one of these to be a higher skill than I have. There's another key. I think that was the other key we needed for that other side, so that's good. And you can see the overall design of the thing. I think the most it can be is 4 across, and the tallest it can be is the height here. I think it's 8 or something. Yeah, so 4 by 8 is the standard size. So you can see there's not a whole lot of places left for things to be. So most likely one of these rooms up here or down in here is where the dungeon boss is. It's randomly generated every time. Sometimes your paths are pretty straightforward. Sometimes it's like today where it makes you hop back and forth a lot. But having randomness helps too. So I'll be quiet and we'll just kill until we get done or until we get to the boss, whichever one happens first. Okay guys, we're getting close to running out of rooms, I think. There's 1, 2, 3. If I had to guess, this one's probably going to have the boss monster because we already have the key for this one. We don't have a key yet for this, which is green rectangle. And then this is the one that we have the green wedge for. So a lot of times the boss is in the last room you get, so my guess is going to be this room. We'll see if that's right or not. Okay guys, welcome back. We are at the last door, I believe. Yep, so this one has to be the boss master. The level 1 bosses, most of them should be pretty easy by now. I've seen them lots of times. This one here, I think is the one that's really easy. We'll see. There's two that look kind of like. One just casts spells at you and dies pretty quick. And one will get a little shield, and this is one that just dies fast. So at my level, he's not very much of a challenge. I don't even do any strategy at all. I just stand here and kill him. So he'll be dead here shortly. It's actually, as you get higher, his level will increase, so it makes him a little bit more difficult, but he's still pretty straightforward. There's not a challenge to killing him. He's a little noisy though. And he's dead. A lot of times when they die, they'll give you random things. I got a level 60 vambraces and a level 80 knife for throwing, neither of which I really need. The dungeon's over. You can end here. If you kill the boss out of order, a lot of times I'll leave the gate stone here so I can come back to leave at the end. Then upon clicking this, you'll get Dungeoneering experience for completing the level, and it'll also give you a summary of how you did. So we'll do that. Don't think there'll be enough experience. Yeah, 28,000 to finish. But you'll see I also finished a daily challenge, which that's going to be enough to get me my level 99. So this here is what I was talking about for how you get more experience the second time around. If I was doing this the first time, then my prestige would be 1 because I'd never gone past floor 1. So I would have gotten 1,348 points for both of these scores, and then it would average them, which obviously would be the same. So I'd gotten about 1,300 points going through the first time, where, you know, that time I got a lot more. Plus you saw I had bonuses and stuff too. So all that's because I took the time to clear all the dungeons and all the puzzles. So we're going to go ahead and leave, and then we're going to go turn in that daily challenge and get my 99, and then I'll probably have to pause to figure out where it is that the wonderful Dungeoneering cape is. So I'm assuming it's somewhere nearby. I like to at least put on my clan cape. I don't like to just run around with no clothes at all. Out here there's some, like a little camp area. I'm assuming the cape is one of these guys in here, but we'll go looking for it here in a minute. Maybe this guy here, he's got, looks like a cape sitting right outside. Nope, that's hard mode, but we'll figure it out. But first, let's go get our level 99 Dungeoneering. So I think we need probably about 20,000, 30,000 points. The daily gives me, I think, 107,000 something experience. So I'll definitely have enough to finish. You'll see my current progress here is now floor 1. Basically, you just go all the way to the end, and the object is to each time get further along, so that when you do floors over, your average is higher and you get more experience each time. So my game is lagging for some reason, which hardly ever happens with this game. Wonder if they redid something here and it was loading it for the first time. So Looks like someone I know is right there. And this should get me 99 Dungeoneering. Now, Dungeoneering is the only skill that goes past 99 as far as levels. It goes all the way up to 120. So that's why it says here you achieve level 99. It doesn't say you have reached a maximum level. And you'll see I can still get experience. They call 120, I think, the true cape or something. It's a little bit different for this one. And they've actually introduced for all the skills now the equivalent of a level 120 cape. But, you know, those are unofficial skill levels. So, and I do not know why this game is running so slow. Unlocked a new floor for Dungeoneering. And I guess I will go find the cape and I will come back in a second. But looks like we're going to have plenty of time to read all of the new things I unlocked because it is running super slow. So talk to y'all a little bit. Let me figure out where the guy that has the cape is. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Dracket. Did figure out that I was right in my first guess. This is the correct guy. You just talk to him. You don't talk to him about the hard mode thing. Can I buy a skill cape of Dungeoneering? And for whatever reason, the game is still running really slow. I don't know if maybe my system's doing some type of system check today or what it is. I usually don't record this time of day. If you've noticed, I've had a couple work notices and stuff like that going on, but I wanted to get this done this morning. So he's giving me permission to get the skill cape. Go me. 99,000, of course. And I did hear that once you get the last skill cape to buy the all 99s cape, there's a cape for having 99 in all the skills. It actually costs like 99,000 per skill for the cape, so it's like, you know, millions of dollars instead of just 99,000. So looking forward to spending that for a cape I probably won't wear. So here's our Dungeoneering cape. Let me walk over here where there's a little bit more room, and hopefully the emote will work okay. My game, for whatever reason, is running at like 3 frames per second. I'll try closing Internet Explorer, see if that helps any, and it helped a little but not a whole lot. Hey, well, so there's the new cape. It has the Dungeoneering ring on it, so it's alright. The color's almost like a burnt brown. I mean, I don't know what color you would call that, but it's definitely probably still not the ugliest. I'll have to probably go through one day and decide which cape I hate the most. But let's see, I think I had the skill cape saved somewhere. There it is. So there we go. It transforms you into a your gear for a warrior in Dungeoneering, and then transforms you back. So not a super complicated emote, but it's different. So that's it, folks. I appreciate everyone watching. Subscribe, of course, if you want to see more. And no surprise which one's next. Next cape should be farming, and then the comp cake after that. So we'll talk to y'all in a little bit. Bye.